Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Quarbit, and welcome back for some more EU4 nation speedforming, where I put my skills to the test to try and form nations as fast as I can. Today we'll be trying to form Andalusia as fast as possible, and once you're done with this video, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other ones that I did for Japan and Malaya. If this sort of thing interests you, then go ahead and subscribe, because we'll be doing a couple more of these, and if I'm still doing these by the time we hit 25k, then, well, I'll do one of the harder ones like Rome or the Mongol Empire or maybe the Caliphate. And it would also be great if we could get the video to 500 likes. Now, the method I'll be using to form Andalusia is probably one of the most boring ones. Now, this boring method is going to be as Castile, where you take over Granada, flip to Sunni, and then form Andalusia. It's a little bit boring, but let's see how fast we can do it. And a final disclaimer that this is not an actual speedrun attempt. I'm a YouTuber, this is just for entertainment purposes. But just the same, I will be preserving the integrity of the file by going and playing in Iron Man. So, to form Andalusia, there are a couple things we're gonna have to do. First of all, we're going to have to swap our main culture to Andalusian. This is pretty simple. All we have to do is release a couple of vassals, and that'll decrease the amount of Castilian land we have. Then we're gonna have to swap ourselves to Sunni, we can't be Catholic, to form Andalusia. So this will take a little bit longer to do because it requires waiting for rebels to do their thing all across your country. Fortunately, I can speed this up by releasing more vassals and giving away more of my territory, so it might not be so bad. And then the last thing we're going to have to do is to declare on either Aragon or Portugal, and we're going to have to take either these two provinces right over here, or these two provinces over here. With that being said, let's get to work. We don't need anything too complicated for the estates, so this is the setup we'll be going with. I'll go ahead and grab a claim on Granada just in case the truce break isn't too impactful, and I'll also go ahead and build a spy network in Portugal. Also, we're gonna need more manpower, so I'm going to increase enlistment in all of my states, and slacken twice for a little bit of manpower. Looks like breaking the truce would be a pretty bad idea, so I'm probably not going to do that. And Tlemcen wants Granada's land, so I'm going to go ahead and ally him, and then call him in and give him nothing. There we go, now I can decrease enlistment, and we're ready for war. However, not against who you were expecting. And rip Portugal. Alright, from here should just take one good battle with England, and a quick siege over here, and we should be good to go. And perfect, there goes Portugal's navy. Oh, with a lucky siege, we managed to finish this just in time. The same month that the truce with Granada ends as well. So we'll take these two provinces and a little bit of money. And now everything is in position for Granada, so let's declare. I also stole this fort from the rebels that were sieging it, so it should be a little bit faster for us to take. There we go, the siege of Granada is now done. And I'll secure Gibraltar to make sure no one else leaves. Now with a straight cross, I can stack wipe just about half of his army. I'm a little short on manpower, so I'm gonna go ahead and get ourselves a couple of mercs to start off with. Tlemcen might be in a little bit of trouble, but if his capital gets sieged, then he'll leave and it'll be no problem. It's not like he was gonna get anything anyway. So, Kaf has been taken, next we'll go after Tunis. I'm gonna go ahead and barrage this fort to try to make it go a little bit faster. Now that all of Tlemcen's forts have been fully occupied, he's probably gonna peace out. Or at least, I hope so. In any case, I'm gonna need more mercs. So let's take a bit of debt, and let's get down to business. And bop. It doesn't really matter whether or not he wants to peace out, because we're able to get what we came here for. Surprisingly, you don't actually need this one province to form Andalusia. I don't know why, but that's just how it is, so we can leave with what we have here. So now we get to the fun internal management side of things. We'll have to wait until the amount of unrest given by the separatism is lower than the combined unrest given by the missionary converting and the tolerance of heathens, which can be a lot of fun. Now this could take somewhere around 10 years. That means I'm going to have to prevent the Granadans from uprising for the next 10 years, which is, you know, plenty of fun. If I do let them rise up, then that actually will end up taking longer than if we don't. And while I'm waiting for this whole thing to fix itself, I also went ahead and gave a whole bunch of provinces to my subject Asturias up here, which allowed me to swap over to Andalusian. And finally, after a long time, we managed to start spawning some Sunni zealots up in here, and if I decrease this autonomy, that should increase the likelihood of them revolting sometime soon. I'm also a little bit curious to see if I can make this go even faster. So I'm going to become Defender of the Faith to try and grab a second missionary, and I'm going to put that missionary down right here. Well, that definitely does seem to make it go faster. It should only take about a year and a half before I can provoke them manually, so let's come back then. There we go. So, let's provoke them. And now that they've reached the capital, it really is just a waiting game from here on out. Alright, it looks like about half of my development is now Sunni. Maybe I was mistaken. In any case, I'm just going to take back the capital to make sure they don't convert too quickly. If I give away a couple more provinces, there's a decent chance we might be able to flip actually. Yeah, there we go. Sunni becomes the new state religion. There we go. Now we can accept it through this menu, which is much less harmful than doing it through the rebels. And now that we are Sunni, we can restore Al-Andalus. So there you are, probably the most cursed way to form Andalusia, and maybe the fastest, I'm not even sure actually. There might be a faster method to do this as Morocco, but I had to consider the fact that it might not be possible considering, you know, all the truces and stuff. If there is a faster method to form Andalusia, which I have failed to explore here today, then I do encourage you to go ahead and tell me down in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, this is Quarbit signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. I'd like to give an extra special thank you to all of the kind people over on Patreon. Starting with those we have in the General tier, Quiet Guy, Brennan Arsenault, Ben Greenhagen, Torvald, Dire Avenger, and Farron. Those in the Prince tier, Snowraven, Rockbox 2020, Robert Kaleno, and Bouncer Steve. In the King tier we have Chewy Shoot and Natsuki. In the Elector tier we have TFLJ Martis. And in the Conqueror of Worlds tier we have The Watcher. Thank you guys so much for your pledges this month, I really appreciate it. And I just can't thank you enough.